Now, the South Gauteng High Court has dismissed Western Cape Judge President Hlophe's review application against the Judicial Service Commission's decision recommending his impeachment by Parliament. Hlophe had been found guilty of impeachable gross misconduct for trying to sway Constitutional Court Justices Bess Nkabinde and Chris Jafta to rule in favour of then-ANC President Jacob Zuma in his bid in 2008 to invalidate search and seizure warrants of the Scorpions. Well, Hlophe's lawyer, Barnabas Xulu, says they are studying the judgment with a view to appeal. Let's get some analysis. We're joined by analyst Advocate Modidima Mannya. Advocate, thank you for being with us. Does it sound like the end of the road for Judge John Hlophe, or do you think there could be some scope for an appeal here?
Well, good evening. I think the right to appeal is there for anybody who has got a judgment or order made by a court against them. Whether that person will succeed is another matter. But from a procedural point of view, if Judge Hlophe believes that there are grounds for appeal, he would be entitled to file an application for leave to appeal to the full bench, and if granted, to the Supreme Court of Appeal. And if it's not granted that leave to appeal by the full bench, he would still have a right to petition the Supreme Court of Appeal.
All right, so this could be a long road before the ball is even in the court of Parliament.
Yes, it could be, depending as well, because it does not automatically follow that if you appeal, so everything comes to a standstill. There could still be a position in terms whereof an order which is the subject of appeal is being implemented if the court so directs.
Okay, once the legal process is over, if he fails in his bid to have this decision overturned, then it goes to Parliament. And it's been said over and over again, this is a very unusual case. We don't see judges impeached in South Africa. Take us through the process.
Well, firstly, let me tell you why you call it a unique case. It's because I think generally judges have conducted themselves in a proper manner which did not warrant that the provisions that led to this situation be invoked. I think that is the main reason. But what will then happen is that this matter will be taken to the National Assembly. And maybe just to start, this started with a complaint. It went to the Judicial Service Commission. It was investigated. It was then taken to the Judicial Conduct Tribunal, where there was a formal hearing, which then found him guilty and made a recommendation that he be impeached. That then went to the Judicial Service Commission, which deliberated and formed a view that it recommends his impeachment. Now, in terms of the Constitution, the only people who can remove a judge from office is the National Assembly by vote. So what that means is that the matter will now be subjected to the internal processes of the National Assembly. It will probably go to the Justice Committee, which will then compile a report on what recommendations it has received, and a motion will be tabled in the National Assembly, and the National Assembly will take a decision.
Is it fair enough, finally, to say that when this news broke, it sent ripples through the legal fraternity? Is there a feeling out there, Advocate, that it would be good if it comes to this, that the judge be disciplined, or is that seen as something negative for the legal fraternity?
Well, it is both positive and negative. It is positive in the sense that it does demonstrate that nobody is above the law, and that we do have mechanisms, checks and controls, to hold even members of the judiciary accountable. And I think this sends a message to those who often just criticize judges, to note that if they believe that the conduct of a judge is improper or inappropriate, there is a very clear mechanism to take action against that judge instead of just attacking the entire body of judges. On the other hand, it is negative in the sense that you would not expect a person in the position of a judge to find themselves in a situation of this nature. And you can imagine, remember the main complaint here is Judge President's alleged approach to two justices of the Constitutional Court. And the suggestion is that he was trying to influence them. And that can send a very dangerous message that judges amongst themselves have got some underhand ways of dealing with cases, and it's not really in the interest of constitutional democracy or justice. So it is negative in the sense that we shouldn't be wishing and expecting a person in the position of a judge to be in the situation that Judge Hlophe finds himself.
Sure. All right. Thank you for your analysis, and we'll follow this while it remains in the courts. Judge John Hlophe's lawyers saying they are looking to appeal. That was Advocate Modidima Mannya.